Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we'll be discussing the 1969 Western classic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Of course, Paul Newman and Robert Redford. I think this might have been the first time that they teamed up in the movie. And they filmed a couple more movies after that. And to get notably distinct. But focusing on Butch Cassidy in this movie, in this video. Of course, Butch Cassidy, of course, is one of the most iconic westerns. Even though it's about one of the most notorious criminals in the Old West, and that's Butch Cassidy and his Hole in the Wall gang. And his second in command was the Sundance Kid, played by Robert Redford. Of course, this movie is based on the last few months of their lives before they got killed by the Bolivian army in the end of the movie. Major spoiler of those who haven't seen it. Of course, even though they were playing two, Redford and Newman were playing two criminals, it's a chemistry on screen is what really sells this movie. To anybody who's a fan of westerns or a fan of this movie, that's what made it work. The chemistry between the two actors, because it was completely professional, and it made the two characters. You really felt sorry for the two characters, really, because even though they were criminals, you could sympathize with them. And it's because of movies like this and other movies based in that genre, especially all those old Jesse James movies, kind of like the infamous episode of The Brady Bunch when Bobby was a huge fan of Jesse James and was making cowboy hat and the cap gun and stuff, and was watching all these Jesse James movies on TV, but of course they all edited out all the violence and stuff, and it glorifies the criminals. And Butch Cassidy was right in the middle of that time. And because it came out in '69, it was at a time when westerns were really on the way down at that point. Westerns on television was starting to come down and not be going towards more towards science fiction. Like Star Trek was just ending then in '69. In terms of the visual series, it's going more and more back to the comedies instead of the western dramas. Even though Bonanza, I think, was still in the air, and of course Gunsmoke was. All these western dramas, and it was really on the way down. And the time Butch Cassidy came along, and that kind of brought it back up a tiny bit. But when movie came out, westerns were on the down low, and people were getting tired of them. But because basically were all the same, and that's what I felt with Butch Cassidy. I mean, they try to make the criminals, the Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, were two notorious criminals, two heroes. Or they didn't use the term then in '69, but they were known as anti-heroes. Ones who draw like a gray line between good and evil, or good and bad. But of course, I know I'm not going that much into the plot. But the plot is like I said, it's basically the last few months of the lives of Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, and Butch, played by Paul Newman, decided to get the idea of going to Bolivia, and because it was getting tougher and tougher for them to rob banks and to rob trains, because they were getting wise to these guys, and they were all wanted all over the place, and the security was getting tougher and tougher, and to rob the banks and to rob a train. So Butch decided to get an idea, let's go to Bolivia. We have more, like South America or Central America, and we could do better because they don't know us down there. And they have better opportunity. So Sundance, played by Robert Redford, was a little hesitant on it. He said, "Oh, come on, it's a bunch of crap." And I said, we could do just as well here. And we just have to be more careful, to be more whatever, check these banks out more to the security so we can rob them. I said, no. I said, they're all wise to us now, and we're not going to get away with anything. let's go down to Bolivia. So I said, okay, let's go to Bolivia. So eventually Butch talked Sundance into going to Bolivia, and they were in this crappy little farm. And Sundance's girlfriend, who I should mention, played by Catherine Ross, was 2 years after she did her most famous role in The Graduate. I mean, she played Elaine Roberts in The Graduate. So it was only 2 years later. She's in a movie with Redford and Newman. I mean, Redford didn't do that many movies yet at that time in his career. And of course, Newman was already a legend in movies back then in '69. He already did The Hustler. He did movie Exodus, which I previously reviewed. So he was, and of course, Cannon Hearts and Roof. And he did all these movies, and already. And Redford didn't do that many movies. I don't think he didn't do many movies before he did Butch Cassidy. And of course, they go down there, and they saw Robert Banks, and the Bolivian army is trying to get wise to these guys, and they confronted them in this little small town, and they had this big shootout, which is, it's like they didn't have shootouts already in this movie, but at the end of the movie is when you had the big shootout. Both Butch and Sundance got hit, and the army were bleeding all over the place, and then they decided to, they were running out of ammo, and they run to the horses to get extra ammunition. And you had the whole army, Bolivian army, surrounding them, and they said, "Oh crap!" I guess they say, "Oh, I guess this is it." And then before they go to the final charge, before they ran out of the hut, they come out and they said, "Oh, I got another idea." And Butch said, "Oh, I got another idea." And Sundance says to him, "Are you crazy? Look what we have out there. We can have the whole Bolivian army out there." And he says, "No, we're going to Australia." "Oh, come on, that's a stupid foreign country." And he says, "Yeah, but they don't speak English over there." He said, "I don't care." He said, I'm not going all the way to Australia." So, and they're not going to Australia now, because they went out, and of course we know they got killed right then and there. So, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. But of course, the real big funny part of this film is that it actually won, I think, at least 2 Academy Awards. One for cinematography, the other one for the best song. Believe it or not, that was a song from Butch Cassidy, and you're not going to believe what song it is. That's of course you look it up on Wikipedia. The song is "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head" by B.J. Thomas. I am not kidding. That was the song in Butch Cassidy. I thought it happened at the end. I thought they played it at the end of the film during the closing credits, but they had during the middle of the movie. And the only other movie that used that song in the middle of the film was Spider-Man 2. The one with Tobey Maguire. They used that as, to me, it was kind of like a spoof of the sequence in Butch Cassidy. In my opinion, you're looking at it now. It's the first time I ever watched Butch Cassidy, because I usually don't watch westerns, and those who are my subscribers know I don't do. There's like westerns and war movies, because they're all pretty much the same, and that's why I don't do them. But naturally, I like Redford and Newman. If anybody who's a Redford and Newman fan, of course you gotta check out Butch Cassidy. The first movie that they were in together, I think. And to have "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head" sequence in the middle of this film, it kind of kills the movie almost. But like I said, the thing that made this movie work is not only the action sequences in this thing, and the chemistry between Redford and Newman. The chemistry between these two guys is what makes this movie work. So that's my review of the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rowdyc.com. It's all WDY, and that's c.com. There's a homepage to the Rowdy Reviewer, Christy Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.